Celestial Astrology, unlocking the secrets of the celestial heavens and learning how we can weave its mythical gems and star-studded guidance so we can have the most epic life ever. Ready to take the cosmic plunge with me? Okay, beloveds, ready, set, go. So, we've got a lot going on with the stars. So first we're going to start off with this Mercury conjoined Sun in Aquarius. This is an amazing opportunity for us to tap into opportunities for us to gain clarity and lead into visionary thinking into how we are going to approach these next several months with a huge opportunity for quantum leaps. The invitation shall be looking out for unique epiphanies, breakthroughs, and higher awareness and clarity in regards to our outer and inner worlds. With this energy of Mercury and Aquarius, conjoined Sun in Aquarius, this is a time of the Mercury, which is all about the mind, having these revolutionary breakthroughs in how we are shining our light. And so with this energy, and there's also going to be the Mercury conjoined the Moon, so it's also going to touch upon our emotions as well, is that this energy is really going to have wild lightning bolt moments. Some of them may be really ecstatic and full of bliss, and other ones might be like, what is going on? I think I need some rose tea. I am drinking this entire mason jar of rose tea over this 2 days, and it's been so amazing to just really soak it up and receive love from my heart, because sometimes Aquarius, it can be this energy of bliss and liberation, and sometimes the liberation comes a little bit shaky, like a volcano erupting. So keep that in mind and really be gentle to your heart and take as many baths, showers, time with tea, time unplugged from social media, and really be gentle to yourself and realize that whatever is activating you right now, whether it's bringing you to the highest of highs or it's like, what is going on? This is insane. It's all for your liberation, okay? Like my astrology teacher, I've been studying astrology my entire life. And one of my astrology teachers, Adam, that I studied with and then got super into astrology transits, he says that really and truly, we can have the stars be our BFFs or our worst enemies. So when we're looking at the astrology, we're really looking into the fact that there are opportunities every moment from the astrology, even if they are painful, even if things are falling apart, that there is magic in that. Not just in astrology, but just in our daily lives. And when we learn to find the medicine in those really, really rocky places and those lightning bolt places of unexpected wild things happening, especially with the energy of Uranus, right? Because it has that symbol of that lightning bolt, and it's this liberator, liberation doesn't always come like, here you go, you are now liberated from whatever it is, from a person, from a dynamic, from a pattern in your life. Sometimes it's like shaking you up and it's the cosmic 2x4 saying, hey, you want to be liberated? Well, then you're going to have to be real and look at whatever is coming up in your life as an opportunity for you to have a breakthrough. And then you can ride on those waves of bliss, And so also, this time right now and this next time span, there's also going to be this really interesting square from Mars and Aries, squaring Pluto and that's ruled by Scorpio, and so that's going to be also a really interesting time too, because Mars, it rules our instinctual conscious desires, ruled by Aries, and Pluto is his unconscious deeper desires, and so again, going back to Mars, Mars is all about that ambitious expression of leadership, this initiator. I shall lead us into new uncharted territory. And it's exciting. And Pluto is diving deep into the surface, into our childhood, into our ancestral lines in our past lives. And so it trudges up things that we're like, wait a second, I didn't want to go in that skeleton closet, but it brings us there because it's important for us, because we have the alchemy of rebirth. And that's what Pluto rolls. And it's in the sign of Saturn, which is all about this energy of a very, 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 kind of like almost like an elder, like a, and it can be like very much about maturity, and it also can be kind of like a crotchety old person that's very stubborn in their ways. And so right now we have this transit of Mars squaring Saturn. And so we had this Aries full blast, let's do this, let's make our lives happen, and all this momentum. And then Saturn's like, we've got to look at some really, really, really deep places in our psyche that are needing a complete overhaul. And so there can be a lot of these experiences of like almost like a whoosh, like a crash and a like a head to head. And so we might see situations that play out in our life that seem like they're playing out between ourselves and others, but actually they are activating that Pluto Scorpio energy of resurrection, because it's like we've got to tear things down so that we can rebuild in the right way. Because sometimes in our life, certain aspects of our own psyche or our life are no longer in alignment and they're needing an overhaul. Like if a house is falling apart, it's going to have to be teared down. Like, and it's going to get a point where it's going to be like, wow, I'm realizing now that this little problem with the mold kept growing and now it just needs to be teared down. Or maybe the plumbing, it just sucks and like it's getting clogged up and the shit's coming up through the toilet. And you're like, man, it really stinks here. I guess I have to do something about it. Like, like it's like those kind of experiences that were like, it's really calling us into doing that work. But then when we do that work and we go into those places of darkness, we find super amazing medicine and jewels. So just be aware of all that is coming forth. Again, this is a contrast between our unconscious and our conscious desires. It may surface core wounds, and it's very interesting because we have the energy of the Jupiter and Sagittarius, which is all about expansion and connecting into our hearts. I have people that are messaging me on Facebook about my ecstatic breathwork coming up, so don't mind the little dings here. They might pop up on my computer too as I share this video. And so, right there, it's like the activation of the core wounds, even though I'm not being activated about that. I'm excited. I love breath work. But yeah, so it's just this energy of, the Jupiter and Sagittarius is like expanding and our horizons of our worldview. So that can be a way that we can expand into seeing all the gifts that come from these moments, And so finally, we have the Uranus in Aquarius that is going on right now. And so that energy is this energy of divine discontentment, And what's happening here is really and truly this lightning bolt of realizing some things in our life, we might be divinely disconnected. Like we might be driven up the wall, but honestly, isn't it divine when we realize that a relationship no longer serves us and we've outgrown a place where we might be working, or this pattern of life? We're just like, I'm really done with that. I'm ready to just do something different. And so sometimes like that aspect of divine discontentment actually can be a gift, because we could focus on it being this thing where we're like, this frustrates me and I'm just going to get upset and I'm going to get angry and I'm going to just be like mopey or whatever, But like if we can just shift that energy a little bit and turn that energy of discontentment into this realization that it's actually this divine guiding post that's saying, if I'm discontent with this, then that means that my soul is calling me somewhere even higher. And so that's actually a gift. Like being activated is a gift. I'll give an example. I'm finally getting out to making these videos happen and creating consistency with my offerings, with sharing the celestial astrology and videos on the Sabbats and connecting with Mother Earth and going more live and bold on YouTube and online. And I'm trying to figure it all out and have more of a schedule, and that's not something that's super easy for me, I've been learning to navigate, definitely learned how to ground with reality, which is essential. Definitely teach people how to ground in this reality and be here now. But like, I'm having to figure out these things that are completely new to me. So I would say that's divine discontentment, but it's actually going to be what's going to be the magic catalyst that's going to bring me into this place where I'm sharing this video right now. So I could be so upset about it that I'm just like, you know what? Forget about this. I'm not going to even do these videos. It's too much work. I'm discontent with it. It's driving up the wall. All these things that are surfacing and bubbling for me. Or I can go, I think I'm going to see this as an opportunity. The universe is calling me to up-level myself and to share my gifts and be more bold and putting myself out there. And that's what I'm doing here. So I think it's pretty awesome. Finally, I think that there's this aspect of being able to have this amazing outsider perspective about how we can expand our horizons, because Aquarius is a future thinker. Aquarius is this energy of what's the potential, what's the possibility, right? Like, I'm an Aquarius. Like, ever since a kid, I would always be like ahead of the curve, like way ahead of the curve. And then everybody was like, why are you into this thing, like this trend or whatever it was? And like, I was always at the head of the curve, and I was like almost like seen as like I'm crazy, I'm out there, but then it's like, you look at people like Steve Jobs, like they thought that was ridiculous to have these computers, and like it completely changed the world, and a lot of these people that were like, I'm gonna create an airplane. Walt Disney that ended up creating Disney World, like all these people that, had that visionary thinking of the future. And so we can utilize the Aquarius to see what's potential for ourselves, what's the potential for humanity, and step into that energy. Because when we are like stepping into, our gifts and our vision and our purpose from the past, then we're moving from that place of who we were before, but we're constantly transforming and changing. So if we move from a new place of who we are becoming and what is the potential, we tap into that, then we can create so much more. So again, Aquarius is that higher vision of the eagle, being able to see beyond our current situation. So my invitation for you is to take the energy of Aquarius and call on that archetypal wisdom of the eagle to see high above what's going on in your life right now, and realize that there is divine unfolding happening in your life right now. And that if you can just take a moment to take a deep breath, really, truly, like even right now. Can you do that with me? Taking a deep breath where we are, breathing in and exhaling and breathing in again and exhaling and breathing in again and exhaling, and just shake it off and say, right now, what's going in my life that might seem really bad and crazy and lightning bolt things are happening are actually for my highest divine potential. And just the invitation is to see what's in there, what gifts and what medicines are happening from these lightning bolt experiences. This Aquarius new moon, it really helps us to inviting us to break out of old, outdated programming, conditioning, limited beliefs, and fear, so we can step into the higher version of ourselves. The key will be to have patience and just take our time with the unfolding in this next month. And we will have an opportunity. We will, because Mercury will be in retrograde all of March. So as we're getting ready for spring, Mother Nature and the divine stars will help us to slow down even more. So if you have big dreams and you have things that are going on and you get the full blast and you get a little bit of the backup, kind of rewind kind of thing in March, just know it's all good. It's all divinely unfolding. Finally, I just like to offer that, this energy of the Pluto-Mars transit that's happening right now is just really for us to shed away the old snake skin, I really invite you to be careful to not project your anger towards others and realize that whatever is coming up, even if there is conflict with another, this is the opportunity for you to do the work on yourself. They're bringing it up for you so that you can do the work on yourself. And so when we can own our triggers and we can take a responsibility for our own world, instead of being a victim, we become empowered. We become a hero for our own story because we realize that even if somebody does something to us or some situation happens and unfolds, that we are the ones that are in control of our inner world and our reality. And that by whatever choice that we make, that is going to then set upon how our outcomes happen and what kind of life we want to create. So it's really about taking our energy back into our own hearts. And so finally, I just say with all that's arising in our wild hearts right now, I feel the final takeaway of this eclipse energy, this eclipse energy of this last 18 months of the Leo Aquarius axis, which if you don't know about this, the nodal axis of the moon is actually where we have our eclipses. And so there's always going to be the north node, which is connected to our highest destiny, and the south node of what we're releasing. And so we just had our final Leo eclipse in this last part of this cycle. And this is the Aquarius aspect of that part of that eclipse, even though this is an eclipse. And so what's happening right now is a chance for us to come into a new relationship with Aquarius from a place where we can shine our wild heart of the Leo within the collective. And with the Leo North Node, it was all about us learning how to connect into our wild hearts and to reign heart supreme and to be who we truly are in our authenticity and not try to follow somebody else and copy them, and just be who we are and not follow the needs of the collective that was trying to tell us who to be and how to be, and us trying to fit into the molds, and instead just really being who we truly are. And so this energy is this final place where we can really connect into our Leo heart, into our authenticity. And then we can be able to allow our gifts and who we are to be of service of humanity. We don't have to be anybody else. We don't have to fit in. It's about being who you truly are. And I also did forget about this, but there is transit going on, which is a lot of releasing of people in our lives. And that can be relationships, that can be partnerships, that can be friendships, community, tribe, where they're no longer aligned with who we are. And so, if there's things that are falling away out of our life, just know that that's so that you can be more truly who you are. Because if we're surrounding ourselves with people that accept us and love us for who we are, and that will support uplifting us, and we have these thriving, healthy, loving relationships, then it's going to help us to be able to be more of who we truly are and offer our gifts into the world. So amazing. I got to take a sip of this rose tea. So let's take in this new moon of Aquarius and this in bulk seeding into our wild hearts. If you don't know about the in bulk, check out my other video series about the sacred Sabbats, which are the mother sacred cycle seasonal rhythms. I'm not going to even edit this. I'm just going to be myself and all that. It's new for me to do these videos. It really is, but I'm just going to be myself and just shine my light. And also remind you too that if I can make this video and not have to worry right now about the video edits, it's almost like I can just remind you that you don't have to be in this idea of a perfect box. You know, I mean, granted, I know that it's actually my gift because I have learning disabilities, but yeah, I have learning disabilities, and so it definitely makes it a challenge to write and also to share videos and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm just going to be myself and remind you that you don't have to be perfect too. I don't need to be, glammed up with a perfect studio shoot to just be who I am and share my gifts. And the same thing goes for you. You don't need any of that stuff. You don't need to have the glamorous photos, and you don't have to have the perfect image and lighting and the perfect moment to do anything. It's just about being you and who you are. And I love you just the way you are. So our celestial mantra for this lunar cycle is, I alchemize the revolutionary lightning bolt of Aquarius, so that I may break out of old paradigms and rock fully as I am, serving humanity as the epic soul I am. I'll repeat that again. The celestial mantra for this lunar cycle is, I alchemize the revolutionary lightning bolt of Aquarius, so that I may break out of old paradigms and rock fully as the epic soul I am in serving humanity. Wishing you all a blessed day and connecting to the celestial heavens. Be sure to check out my offerings at Sacred Earth Guardians, which you can go to my website, which is getting a makeover right now of love and transformation and alchemy. And you can also come and connect with me on Instagram and Facebook, where I'm very active in those two communities. Facebook has a lot of my event offerings in the event section, and Instagram is a place where people can connect with me personally through my small Instagram videos, my highlights, and my personal sharings of inspiration and ongoings at Sacred Earth Guardians and in my life as a shamanic healer that's been on this path for 17 years. And yeah, so I just send you all my love, and I will connect with you soon. Blessed be. Mwah.
Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.